AEW, AEW. Let me take these fucking glasses off. AEW, AEW. Oh my God, what a great show. Loved it. God, man. Sorry for my shouting. I'm just so fucking excited. Why? Because we've had 3 fucking weeks of good wrestling on television. And as you all know, it's not coming from the main roster. Jesus Christ. So I gotta say, what really impresses me about Dynamite isn't, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. But the main thing is how much fucking fun the show is. How much fun the wrestlers are having, how much fun the fans are having, and that shit, my friends, is infectious. By the way, this is your boy, Handsome Frank, from M&F Wrestling and fucking other stuff. The other stuff has kind of gone by the wayside, but I think we'll correct it. So, AEW. Was it a great show? Yeah. Were the matches great? Yeah. Maybe not the Rio Britt Baker match. It was good, not great. But goddamn, all these matches seem to have this pay-per-view feel. They're not fucking phoned in. You know what I mean? Not like WWE, excluding NXT, because they are also great. I feel bad for NXT because they have to go up against AEW. And I think that was a stupid decision on Vince McMahon's part. But hey, what's new? Vince McMahon is a fucking dumbass. Out of touch with everything, even football. If he thinks XFL is going to do good, I don't know. Just look at the past, man. People that... what's the saying? People that ignore history are doomed to repeat it, or something like that. I'm not a smart man, just good looking. So, as far as I'm concerned, let's see. We had a hot opening match with the Lucha Bros attacking SCU, taking out Christopher Daniels, which led to Scorpio Sky coming in. They took on the Best Friends, and without any preparation for Scorpio Sky in his blue jeans, they won in a great match. I think next we had the squash match with Santino and Ortiz, and that match was good because it got to show you they are awesome. They got to show off what they're made of. And, hey, it was pretty good. And even the enhancement talent got a little bit of offense in. Something you don't see on the alternative, being WWE. I mean, Braun Strowman squash matches are the fucking worst. But I digress. Then you had... What was next? Jurassic Express against the Lucha Bros, I believe. And, unfortunately, the big man, Luchasaurus, is injured. And that sucks because I think had he not gotten injured, I think they might have pulled off the upset. But credit to Marco's stunt. He really, really showed his mettle. And I know a lot of people seemingly have a beef with him. I don't know why. He's just an undersized wrestler. He's a smaller version of Rey Mysterio. Not to say they wrestle the same, but you get what I'm saying. And the way his offense is realistic in the sense that it's always counters because, he's the smallest guy, so he can't really initiate the attacks, but he can counter, and that's good. Match ended in... Oh, did I say SCU won? Yeah, they won. In a good match. I like the Best Friends, but I like SCU better. Gotta say it. And this fucking guy stopped short in front of me. You remember that old Seinfeld Frank Costanza? His move? I stopped short. That might be too old for a lot of you to get, but that was a great scene. So that was a good match. And then we had, the Lucha Bros taking out Jurassic Express. And of course, Marco Stunt, god damn my hair, he took the pin. He always takes the pin. And it makes sense. He's a smaller guy. His constitution isn't exactly what Jungle Boy or Jurassic or Luchasaurus is. But it's a big loss for AEW at the moment. And I think they need to get some bigger guys in there. Because, most of the guys are small. You look at Kenny Omega, and dude's jacked, but he's only like 220 pounds, man. And I think, I've said this before, one guy they need to go out there and get is Davey Boy Jr. Smith. Or, Davey Boy Smith Jr., sorry. I think that's his ring name these days. Guy's a fucking fantastic wrestler. He has some great suplexes. He has some great submissions. He really incorporates that MMA style, which he is training for with Jack Hager, or Hagar. That was... I enjoyed that match because I enjoy the Lucha Bros. And believe it or not, I enjoy Marco Stunt. Him and Jungle Boy have some pretty good tandem offense. So, thumbs up, motherfuckers. Next we had... Did I talk about the Rio match? It was a decent match. It wasn't the greatest, right? Their women's division isn't the hottest, obviously. But damn, man, people are really behind Rio, and that's great. And you know what's great about it is, if this were WWE, she'd be buried. She'd get the title and lose it for no fucking reason. But it's good to see that they get behind their Japanese talent, because frankly, the Japanese produce some fantastic wrestlers, and AEW doesn't seem to care about the language barrier, so good for them. Next we had Kenny Omega, Hangman Page against Moxley and Pac. And this match was fantastic. And it got to the point where Moxley left because Pac stopped him from using the baseball bat covered in barbed wire, and Moxley fucking left. But what I really liked about it is the aggression from Kenny and Hangman Page, because they both don't like Pac, right? So they just let him fucking have it. And it's so fucking gratifying seeing Kenny Omega do a V-trigger on national television. Oh, man, I can't tell you how much of a fan I am of that guy. And he's getting the show as shit. And not to mention that dark match he had with Joey Janela. That fucking match, Jesus Christ, man. Like, Kenny doesn't have to put his body through it, right? But I say this to my friends, Kenny Omega can wrestle any type of match. Now, he gets criticized by fucking Jim Cornette, the old bastard, saying shit like, oh, he needs a half hour to 40 minutes to tell a story. No, he doesn't. The guy can, and they say he can only wrestle one style match. No, he can't. Or no, he doesn't. He wrestles any type of match, and it's fucking great. You know? And he proved it again. He showed it against Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom, and he showed it again last night in terms of hardcore matches. That fucking match was devastating, man. Like, when he did that one-winged angel on top of the fucking folded-out chair, I was legit concerned for Joey Janela, but, Janela doesn't give a fuck. And there was other crazy bumps, like when they had the tables flipped upside down so the hardware was sticking up. Like, these guys, they didn't need to do it, especially Kenny. But it just goes to show you the story they're going with, right? That Kenny Omega is becoming more and more aggressive, which may or may not lead to a heel turn. Who knows? I like both heel and face Kenny. But I like the aggression. I like the aggression they showed last night when they decimated Pac, even though they knew that it was 2-on-1 and they just didn't give a flying fuck. So they won, and that automatically set up a logical match between Pac and Moxley. I'm interested to see, because Pac's been on a singles roll, so let's see if he can win. I wouldn't be surprised. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if Moxley won and used that against Kenny, saying, look, I could beat the guy you couldn't beat. I think that would be a good angle as well. But then again, I also think it would be good if Pac won by not tapping him out, but passing him out, as has been his jam since he got there. But fuck, man, isn't it crazy? Pac leaves WWE, and now look at him. He's this vicious fucking bastard, and I love it. Then we had the main event, and this is, I think, what you call like a star-making performance for Darby Allin, right? Even though he lost and Jericho cheated, but it's Jericho. He's going to cheat. That's the whole point of having a faction, right? And a bodyguard, like, what is it, Jack? Is his name Jack Hager, or is it Jake? I can't fucking remember. But, it's funny how Hager is not annoying anymore. Because when he was Jack Swagger, he was annoying. Now he's like a legit guy, right? Because he's had a couple of MMA fights that he won. Big dude. But I still say they need another big dude. Like a match between Hager and his training partner, D.H. Smith or Davey Boy Smith Jr. would be great, So yeah, get a couple more big guys in there. Big guys that can work, in a year or two, maybe get Alexander Hammerstone in there, because he's a big guy that shows a lot of potential. Then, anyway, back to the match. Darby Allin looked fucking fantastic, even in defeat. He had his hot hands tied behind his back, and he almost won the match. So even though he lost, he still looked like a fucking champ. And that's what you do, right? Like, you saw it in New Japan, that even the loser could come out looking like the winner, could come out higher up than he did going in. You saw that with Kenny and Okada's first match, saw that with their second match, and even you saw that with when Kenny beat Okada for the title, right? Okada didn't look bad. He looked great in defeat. And that's what I'm noticing from AEW. Even the guys that are losing are looking great in defeat. And that's important, especially when, they're not filled with enhancement talent, right? So kudos, AEW Dynamite. You've put 3 weeks of great shows on, and I can't fucking remember the last time the main roster in WWE put on 3 weeks of great shows in a row. So as of right now, I'm not jumping the moon yet. I'm not over the moon, whatever. But you guys are doing great. You got to work out some kinks. I think you got to get some more women in there. I would say fucking push hard to get Tessa Blanchard, maybe even Tyra Valkyrie. It's a shame that John Morrison signed with the WWE, because I don't feel like they're going to do much with him. I just think it's one of those signings they're doing so AEW can't get him. But all in all, fucking 2 thumbs up. Loved it. So again, this is your boy, Handsome Frank, from MNF Wrestling and other stuff. And I'm saying, like, subscribe, ring the bell, join us on Twitter at MNF Wrestling. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. And I can't tell you how refreshing it feels to finish a wrestling show, a weekly wrestling show, and feel good about it. It's just fun. It's fucking fun. The wrestlers are having fun. The crowd's having fun. You can tell wrestlers are pulling the fucking, are in control in the back. It's amazing. And the kinks they have, the commentary and, production, that shit will get worked out. Like, let's not forget, this is a company that's ran 3 weekly shows. You know what I mean? So anyway, I always do that. I always say this is the end and then fucking keep talking. So again, like, sub, ring the bell, join us on Twitter, share the video if you like it, and give us some likes. And you know what? Comment, because I want to get some of your thoughts on what you thought of the show. All right. This is your boy. Peacing out. Later.